too.
That is amazing. That's why.
Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony with Airsoft Hollywood. So let's talk about a couple things today. This is the first this versus that episode of the series that I'm doing, where we go ahead and compare different airsoft related things, whether it be equipment, whether it be guns. Today it's a very niche topic, which is DMRs and SBRs, things along those lines. We're going to be very quick about this video, and I'm going to get straight to the point. A little bit about myself before we start. I am an enlisted soldier for the Army National Guard. Definitely a blessing in disguise, believe it or not, the career I am going with and I have done so far. Where I'm at, I absolutely love it, and I'm grateful for it. One thing I would go ahead and let you know, I'm not an operator or anything crazy amazing like that. I'm amazing, but just not like that. But the relation to airsoft and how I thought I was going to completely be turned off airsoft after, joining the real version, right, and going through real training, is completely wrong, because airsoft is completely different. Airsoft is not military, even though it's military, kind of you're role playing, right, in some way. It is not the same thing by any means, but it is so much fun, and I have so much passion for airsoft, and I absolutely love it. I love the camaraderie, and I love how it brings people together and how much fun. But yeah, that's just my little perspective about it. That's my little cue for my two sides of life, both a hobby and a career. But yeah. If you want to know more about that, go click on my channel at the end of this video, Official Tony. That's my other channel where I pretty much do kind of other videos, and I also do a vlog video like once a week where I kind of talk about my life. I do a military video every now and then to kind of explain things, but you can go over to that channel and check that out if you want to know more about the military, especially the Army and the Army National Guard. I have a video over there on Official Tony. Should be at the end of this video. You could go in and click on that. But let's go ahead and get into this, the DMRs versus SPRs, and how kind of exciting this actual video is. I mean, this is very popular. So right there you see an M14. We'll just kind of go through these rifles and let them slide by. M14, I have one. SEMA makes one. That's the SPR, right? A special purpose rifle, or it used to be called a special purpose receiver, is mainly what it was. The Navy really is kind of the founder of that in a way. It came off the M16. That's an AR like 10 chassis, kind of more of what we think of when we think of a DMR, which is a 308 style caliber. Kind of the differences here: AR caliber, a 308 caliber, 5.56 is what this would be called, or 223 in the civilian world, and standard US 7.62 or 308 as we know it in the civilian world, right? That's what you just saw was a EBR M14 different chassis. This is a G28. The G28 is what the Army uses right now as a designated marksman. So let's go ahead and classify the differences in between a DMR, right? And maybe not necessarily, I'm not going to go in the difference of DMR versus SPR. I don't have experience with DMR versus a sniper. I don't have experience being a sniper or a bolt action sniper in the military world, but designated marksman, really an infantry unit can go ahead and have a designated marksman, right? Whoever is most shows that they are competent in their marksmanship will be selected for a designated marksmanship. So designated marksmanship is pretty much where you're given a more accurate platform, and when you're given that more accurate platform, like an M14, or things along those lines, you're going to be selected to use that rifle for a specific role or a specific reason, for a specific area, for specific training, whatever it may be, right? And so that designated marksman is going to be competent in shooting. They're going to have a better, scope, usually a better sight, right? It's not going to be the typical red dot or ACOG, whatever is being used currently. It's going to be one notch up, usually. But that's kind of how that transitions the name designated marksman rifle. let's continue with this. So this is an M14. This is going in chronological order. Kind of history wise, M14 originally being a kind of M1 Grand carry-on in a way with that chassis. In the airsoft world, they have them that they shoot full auto. I have them, and it's extremely heavy. It's a lot of fun to use. We're gonna do a real quick Medal of Honor kind of history break. Just go check these names out. Gary Gordon as well as Randall Sugart that you just saw. M14. The reason I always got the M14, and the reason I love the M14 or EBR kind of style, if you're going to dress up like a soldier, I want you to know especially if you're American, I want you to know the soldiers that deserve to be honored when you wear a, fake uniform, right? Something that we are taught about in my line of work because of what it dealt with, fallen angels, some would say, or in our case, Black Hawk Down. So Mogadishu, those soldiers that received the sergeant first class, as well as I believe he was also a master sergeant, that received the Medal of Honor, that decided they were going to go after the Black Hawk and pull security around the Black Hawk. I mean, if you haven't read their story, take the time to go and read the story, especially if you're going to want to, dress up like a DMR or a scout or anything along these lines. These soldiers, you should know at least about their story. All right, let's go back to the airsoft side of this. So yeah, M14, great, super heavy in the airsoft world. It shoots full auto, kind of a not ridiculous thing, but definitely good. Let's move on. SPR. So this is kind of when the Navy brought that on. They're taking an M16, right? And they have M16s at the time, and they're using them. It's shooting the 5.56 caliber. So what they're able to do is they're able to get this more increased accuracy out of a better barrel, and this has a bipod on it, right? And a better scope, right? At the time, this was like, okay, that's an SPR, special purpose receiver, purpose rifle, whatever it may be. Then you have the AR-10 comes along, sweeps up the competition of allowing for a 308 caliber to be implemented, right? Now, what you need to understand in airsoft is it doesn't really matter. We're going a little fast here. It doesn't really matter what you're choosing because you're shooting the same thing. Those that say that the gearbox of a AR-10 chassis versus an M14 chassis needs to, you have a longer cylinder and you have there are truths behind that, but for most of us, in most situations, an M4 or AR style platform that has just a regular gearbox will be able to handle what you are wanting to do. If you want to be more accurate, there's a dozen different things that you could do to be more accurate, but the most important thing with airsoft is that you have all of your gear, not just one thing of your gear, right? I'd rather you spend less on a gun and more on your gun, and then the rest of your equipment is important. So like getting that mid-tier, airsoft gun versus getting, the most expensive thing that you could see, which I will show you in a little bit, and then not having any money for all of your equipment and all that, right? And put in the comments below if you completely agree with me. I feel like I'm not alone in this, but it's a common misconception that you have to buy the best gun and then you're not having your equipment and all that, right? So that's my plug for equipment. It's very important to have the equipment first and foremost, and then having a decent, accurate airsoft gun. But if you want to play this DMR, SPR role, right, be a marksman, yes, you may have to have a more accurate, harder shooting rifle, but not that much harder hitting and not that much more accurate than a reliable M4. So this is why I have this. This is like a 3-gunning M4, right? It symbolizes to us in the airsoft community a very accurate AR. But I want you to understand in the airsoft community that just because it has that chassis doesn't mean it's more accurate. What you need to look up is, is this M4 accurate? What's the FPS on it? More FPS doesn't mean anything. You want like that mid-tier FPS, anywhere from 350 to 400, depending on what your limits are at your field. That will make it more accurate along with the hop-up. The hop-up is the most important part of the airsoft gun. That's what determines accuracy, right? And in this role that you're wanting to play, that's what's going to really define you as a more accurate, airsoft player. Having a better barrel and a hop up and using better BBs and spending more on BBs and, instead of being 0.25, pushing 0.28 gram BBs. If you don't know what all this is, then you need to take your time to enjoy your experience. Just do a little bit of research. Know that the gun you're buying, and if you bought something already, I almost guarantee you can make that work. So that's my plug. That's that. And there's a couple more guns I do want to show you real quick. We're almost out of time here. Let me go back. Let's skip ahead. So to so that's the EBR is what that should be designated as. It's just a different chassis for the M14. If you remember Battlefield 4, right? That's what he's using in that video game. That's your go-to DMR. All right, boom, the G28. This is what they are currently using in the Army, right? In Airsoft, we do have a version of this, but it is ridiculously expensive. I mean, like $600+, and you are going to get an amazing Airsoft rifle. I've used it before, and I think it's amazing. But for the price point, about half as much, $600, right? For $300, you could spend half as much and probably get the same accuracy. I'm just saying. I just want you to know that, and I want you to understand that, okay? So realize for $600, you could probably buy like 3 guns and all of your equipment that are compatible with, a year's worth of BBs and 3 batteries. Just be mindful. That's all I'm saying. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope I didn't go too into the military side, but I think it's something that's very respectful to do, and you should definitely respect the soldiers that you're dressing up to be. You don't have to go into depth. You don't have to hold it to your heart it's that much, but it's something that's respectful to do. And being a soldier now, I personally have it close to my heart, and it's something that I hold close to me. So anyway, leave comments, subscribe, leave a like, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. There's more to come. Every Monday we'll be doing a this versus that video, but that's kind of the differences in between SPRs versus DMRs, right? And I'll probably do tons more videos on this coming up very, very soon, I have no doubt. But that's kind of the breakthrough of the intro of how this is gonna go. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Enjoyed the video. I saw more in there. Oh yeah. Maybe you didn't. Leave a hate comment. That's 40% off. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
You have an LMG in your hand, you got cocky.
Hell yeah.
Oh, you said let's go
Let's go win a game.
Okay, let's go
do it.